Ever since the Florida judgment, and you could argue ever since Peter Thiel set his sights on the destruction of Gawker.com, this has been sort of inevitable. And yeah,
so you knew this was
it is what it is, yeah.
We've talked about this company's now for sale, going through this bankruptcy process. Ziff Davis is the underbidder, or at least has put a floor in. How many other people are you talking to?
I think officially 15 people have signed confidentiality agreements.
Is there a certain type of company that you would like to see buy this in terms of a home for this?
Well, we're a media company. Right. We're a media company, the only digital media company to get to scale without any outside investment or board traffic. And I expect that a media company that is looking for increased scale, millennial audiences will be the acquirer.
How much time do you spend now running the company versus dealing with the lawyers?
Most of the time, I'd say, is running the company. I try to keep the lawyers to a minimum. Right. I'm just totally focused right now, apart from the hour or so yesterday of actually having to file for personal bankruptcy. But I'm focused right now on getting the best price that we can for the business, getting safe homes for the great journalists and other staff that we have on our 7 brands.
Did you watch the Republican National Convention?
I did.
Did you watch Peter Thiel?
I did.
And you thought what?
I thought he did a pretty good job, considering that people were expecting him to come out with some of his more outlandish, or at least one of his more outlandish political ideas, and he kept it down the line. It was kind of Reaganite. He seemed like one of the saner voices at the convention.
Have you had any conversations with him since this all happened?
I think if I had, I couldn't say.
You couldn't, which suggests maybe you have.
If I had, I couldn't say.
If you have, you couldn't. Why couldn't you say?
I think I'm just going to have to repeat, if I had, I couldn't say.
If he was here, he's not. But if he just walked out as a surprise guest, what would you say to him?
It's like, you bankrupted the company, you bankrupted me personally. Why are you still going after Sam Biddle, a journalist, John Cook, our executive editor? Why are you targeting individual journalists? Because you're upset with coverage.
You recently, or Peter Thiel's lawyer, or the one that he's been funding, recently threatened Deadspin, which is one of your other units. How many more lawsuits have come, or are you aware of?
The creditors committee for the company, which is the major creditors, actually consists of 3 people: Hulk Hogan, Shiva Ayadurai, the man who claimed that he invented email, and Ashley Terrell, a journalist. All are clients of Charles Harder, who is the lawyer that Peter Thiel is funding.
If I told you that if this had been disclosed from the get-go, would you have the same problem with it? Meaning, if you knew that Peter Thiel was behind this?
Look, I think money speaks, and billionaires have power, and unless we want to restrict them in their funding of political campaigns and in other things that they can do with their money, they're going to spend their money as a substitute for speech. I do think it would have been easier to have a dialogue and an argument about the issues if he'd been out in public rather than hiding in the shadows.
Peter Thiel is I guess, is not behind it, though. I mean, the lawsuit occurred without him. He just funded the Hulk Hogan side. So the lawsuit would have occurred. Do you believe you would have been victorious but for his cash infusion to the legal team? Because that was not the issue. That was just the money.
He was waiting for 10 years. So you got to hand it to him. This is kind of a degree of persistence that it's a movie plot. It's a novel. He was waiting 10 years to find a point of vulnerability. We published about 1 million stories during the existence of the company, and he found a story on which we had some vulnerability. A very popular local celebrity down in Tampa, and with whom the jury sympathized significantly, and he took his shot. He's a chess player. He's a chess player. He boasts of being a great chess player. He just happened to have a few extra pieces on the board in this game.
Hey CNBC fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Here you're going to find videos packed with all of the information that you need to be smarter about your finances. You can subscribe by clicking right here, and click on all the videos around me or the eye right here to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.